Hello all, so it's day 5 of our renewable energy unit. Let's take a look at what the learning looks like today. So today we're looking at, or we're thinking about our behaviors and how renewable and non-renewable energy is something that influences all of us and something that we can influence ourselves. So going to have a look at a systems map here. Okay, so what this shows kind of our behaviors here. So if we have the aircon units or using our aircon, let's make that let's make it kind of a browny color. Okay, and then watching TV, let's make that kind of a browny color. And the reason I've sort of chosen a browny color, I guess, is because it's not necessarily particularly energy efficient. We're using a lot of electricity when we do that, okay? And then what happens with this watching TV is it just plugs into an electrical socket. So let's also make that maybe kind of our browny color. And then we got energy from burning coal. I'm going to make that actually a darker gray because we're starting to think about how this is actually burning stuff and going into the atmosphere. And then fossil fuel drilling. So we get that coal from basically mining down in the ground. So let's maybe make that into a really quite dark grey colour here. Okay, so this is basically just looking at our day-to-day activities and then where does the energy come from and how clean is it, okay? What I would like you to do here is to click on other activities you might do, okay? So you don't just use an aircon unit and watch TV, you also do a bunch of other things throughout your day that require energy. And so what you would do is you would put in your energy, your activity here that requires energy, and then think about where does that energy come from. And then you can move it around and decide where you want it to go, and where does the energy come from. So for example, if I use a laptop, I plug it into mains electricity. So I'll put that maybe up here, and then I'll put a line going from here to here, and then that energy probably comes from burning coal, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at our daily activities and then think about the energy sources and where the energy for those daily activity comes from, okay? So that's the first thing. Then we're going to think, well, what happened if we didn't have these points and we didn't have any energy from burning fossil fuels or any energy coming from these points? So we're going to have a think about electricity in general and why it is so important to our life. Okay, we can't just look at these and say, oh, well, we use non-renewable energy, so we've got to stop using all electricity. Okay, that's not practical. So let's have a think about this here. What would happen if we had no electricity in Singapore for a whole week? All right, and what you're going to do is you're going to have you're going to go through this compass model to help your thinking around what would happen if we had no electricity for the whole week. All right, I'm going to put another separate video on this slide which explains the compass model and how you use it in much more detail. So for now, just focus on this, and then once you get here, click on the separate video.